So, The Ice Age is narrated by a teenage girl traveling around the US with a much older man who she forms a very deep attachment to. In this passage I'm about to read, they've been driving around for a while, and I suppose it's a pretty indelicate look at the state of just being completely open and vulnerable and in love that can be kind of terrifying and awful, and I think many of us have been there. So, okay. We didn't drive very far that day. In fact, we only drove half a day. I think Gunther was pretty hungover. He checked us into a hotel and ran a bath in what was, by his standards, a very unhygienic bathtub. I sat on the bed and watched TV, one of those chair-smashing, shit-yelling talk shows. Now, all of those finger-pointing loonies that go on those shows are all the same. They all want love and approval from the very same people they're leveling flaming accusations at. The same people they're calling evil. Although maybe they're only evil because they can't love these finger-pointers. A lady in the audience was saying, usually when a man says he doesn't know what he wants, he doesn't know who he wants. This got my head spinning in ways I don't need it to. I have enough pressing concerns. Now it's got me pondering the unexplained absences all over again. Geez, was Gunther out there doing the potential female sampler? Have I been a damn fool all this time? That would certainly account for all his hesitation and mixed emotion. His failure to commit to me, to us. Why the hell should I be competing with nothing? And coming out second best, I might add. I must be competing with something. Gunther came out and sprawled on the bed to take a nap. It was no good watching him lie there, with no chance of curling up next to him. I had to get out of there. I gravitated to the center of town and wandered the streets looking at all the people. Seemed like a lot of people looked vaguely lonely. It certainly wasn't just me. I passed a dorky-looking guy with a glassy stare and big headphones on. He'd certainly pre-prepared himself for a solitary walk. As I walked and passed all those other bodies, it didn't seem to matter if I lived or died. I cursed that ate Cupid, that fat little fuck, that aimless archer, shot me. God, I've always hated cherubs. Shot me through the heart and made me love Gunther, that jaded nomadic hermit, instead of all the other guys who look at me with lust in their eyes and bouquets in their hearts. I've been opened. I'm out here in the world like a lidless jar, filling with urges and desire. I don't know where to put it all. It courses through me. I need someone now. I need anyone. It doesn't matter anymore. He doesn't love me like I love him. Now there was this guy walking toward me who looked like Benicio del Toro, circa Fear and Loathing, in a sweaty tank top. I felt like pushing this fella to the ground and riding him, bucking bronco style. Darkness fell, and I propelled myself through the doors of a bar. I was settled on a stool in an instant, tapping the formica impatiently. The bartender eyed me over. Bit young, aren't you? Yeah, but I bet you like 'em that way, I said dryly. He snorted out a single laugh and raised his eyebrows at me expectantly. Whiskey and Coke, I said. He said, on the house, and poured about 3 shots of whiskey into my glass. Probably watered down anyway, I thought. There were a few guys around, and they weren't ignoring me. When I finished my drink, and made to order another. There was quite a competition as to who was going to get me my next one. I've always found it funny how guys think this signifies something. To us girls, it mostly just signifies a free drink, as far as I know. But then, there are those who say, nothing comes free. I downed one after the other of these free drinks. The guys just kept them coming. And there was laughter all around, but I wouldn't say I was in good spirits. I found myself sitting in this circle of leering admirers, wishing Gunther had turned me into a vampire, like I'd fantasized all those times. I wished I could lure them into an alley somewhere and turn them into my unwitting feast. Wished I could spend all my nights in these towns, fighting the boys, then going back and wrapping myself in Gunther's arms, and maybe something velvet. It came up to closing time, and we got kicked out into the street. There was a little bit of discussion about what I was doing now, and with whom. I said I should probably get back to the hotel. Two guys won the privilege of walking me. Two guys seemed safe enough. They were both average-looking, normally dressed, middle-of-the-road types. Some women probably would have found them good-looking, but there's me. I have odd tastes, and I can only carry one torch at a time. Hell knows that torch for Gunther burns pretty bright. I thought about him back there at the hotel, and knew coming home to him would be a mixed blessing. I'm always too glad to see him. These two were jostling for dibs on me the whole time we walked. Then I got an idea. I said, "No need to fight over me."